Hello, Consumer Math Peeps. This is Mr. Ebersbach here, and this is going to be the first of many video walkthroughs on how to do the sections provided you in our Consumer Math packet. So we're going to start off with Chapter 8, Section 1, which is covering traveling, and our Section 1 is going to be reading a map. Pretty simple stuff, actually. These are the problems you should be focusing on, which are found on page 211. And in order to do these, we have to look at our map, which is on 210. So in order to do this, you have to make sure you have this map handy, whether it be printed out or on your computer, looking at the notes through the PDF that was attached to the Google Classroom. Now, for some of you who have already printed it out or picked up a copy at the school, the picture may not be in color, it may be in black and white. So I'm going to try to avoid saying things about, say, the green path or the red city or the yellow town, etc., etc. I'm just going to try and do this as plain as possible so that you guys know how to do it. And for the record, I'm not going to show you how to do every single problem, just a couple of example problems. In this case, numbers 1, 2, and 4 are the problems I'm going to go over. The rest are completely up to you. So, problem number 1 is we have to find the total distance between Grand Union and Beverly. So let's go ahead and take a look at our map. Now, if we looked around, we can see that Grand Union and Beverly are somewhere on this map. The most important thing we have to make sure that we know from the problem are our 2 points. The first town or location we're given is usually our starting point, and to find the total distance, we have to see how far does it take to get from our start to our finish. In this case, Grand Union is our start, and Beverly is our finish. So now let's look for them on the map. Right there. Here is Grand Union. I'm going to go ahead and circle that. And Beverly, right over here. And I made sure to include the little white dot that's right next to the name, because that's the town. So now we're going to focus on what's the quickest path to get from Grand Union to Beverly. And that's this line right here. It's a straight shot to get from Grand Union to Beverly if we take this line. So we have our path. We see our start and our finish. Now what we have to do is we have to figure out what is the total distance from it. That's where these little numbers come in. If you look around the path, you'll see a number resides on different parts of the line. So from here, if we go from Grand Union and look across, we see this little 2 right here. That tells us that this path is 2 miles away from Grand Union to this intersection coming up. So each number represents the distance between either the start point or one intersection to the next. So for this case, to get from here to the intersection, we go 2 miles. Then we drive past the intersection, drive another 3 miles until we reach the other intersection. Keep going. We drive another 2 miles, and then we arrive at Beverly. So really all we're doing is we're adding up the numbers. 2 plus 3 plus 2. So 2 plus 3 plus 2. Because those are the numbers that are along the way of the path. So add them all up. 2 plus 3 is 5. Bring down the 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. So the answer number 1 is going to be 7 miles. Okay, so that was problem number 1. Now let's look at problem number 2 here. Problem number 2 is find the total distance between Dormond and Stark on Route 143. So this one's a little different from the last problem because not only do we have a start and a finish, but the problem is telling us a certain route we have to take to get from one place to the other. So let's go back to our map and let's find our towns. Dormond's right here at the top. Circle that. And let's find Stark. Aha! There's Stark right here. Quite out of the way there, isn't it? However, fortunately for us, we are given a further direction about how to get there, which is find route 143. Now, for the record, when we look up routes, that's where these symbols come in, as well as these. The dark shields here are interstates, but they can also be considered as routes. But the primary state routes are the ones that are circled here. So the circle numbers inside represent a route number. So for instance, this route right here with the 1 circled in means this whole line that passes through this circle is the same route, which is route 1. This whole line is route 1. The problem here we need to find is route 143. So easy enough, we just gotta look in between Dormond and Stark to find where is route 143, which is right here. So this line that goes right through 143 is the entire route we need to take. So our starting point is Dormond, and then we gotta follow 143 all the way down until we reach Stark. So right here's our starting point. And now we have to pay attention to the red letters. Or no, the small numbers, sorry. So we have a 3, then a 9, then a 4, and then we arrive at Stark. So let's add them all up. 3 plus 9 plus 4. 3 miles plus 9 miles plus 4 miles should equal 16 miles. And that is going to be our answer for number 2. All right, the last problem I'm going to go over with you guys is number 4. And number 4 here says we need to go from Grand Union to Dormond on not one route, but 2 different routes. Routes 36 and 10. So let's look at our map. We already, from our past problems, know where Dormond is and Grand Union, which is right there. So we know start is Grand Union and our end is Dormond. So we don't have to look through the entire map. What we need to find next are where are routes 36 and 10. And just a reminder, not only when you're looking for routes, not only do you look for the circle numbers, but you can also look for the interstate shields as well. Look for the circles and shields. Those will tell you where the routes are. So if we look closely, here is Route 36 right there. And then right above it is Interstate 10, which, if you put them together by following along 36 and then getting on 10, go east, we arrive at Dormond. So these 2 paths are the paths we have to follow. We go up 1, then we take a left turn and follow that path until we reach our destination. So let's go ahead and take a look. Here's Grand Union. And we're going to go up 36, which is this path right here. Make sure you pay close attention to which line indicates which route so that you don't get caught off. If I were you, I would take your finger or pen, put it at the start, and trace it along to make sure you are following along the same path. So let's do that. And let's make sure we note what numbers are there. There's a 2. And there's a 7, which is right next to the Route 36. Do not add the route numbers themselves, just the smaller numbers. So there's a 7. We have arrived at Route 10, or Interstate 10, so then we get on that, and there's an 8, and then we arrive at Dormond. So it is 2 plus 7 plus 8. Two plus 7 plus 8. And I recommend, if you guys need to, use calculators to make sure you add this up just right. But your total should come up to 17 miles. And that is how you do section 1 of chapter 8. Chapter 8, lesson 1, reading a map. Those are your example problems on how to do this. Make sure you guys follow the map very, very carefully and read the instructions very, very carefully. If you have any questions at all, message me, give me a call, do whatever you have to, and I will do what I can to help. I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Bye.